Okay, so these are Jeff's videos from Saturday. Video number 1 is on the left, and video number 2 is on the right. I'm just going to run through them both full speed with no stops to start with, just so we can see it. And I'm going to stop it a little bit here just to line everything up, and then we'll watch all the way through. Okay. Okay, so we'll go back to the start. I'm just going to line up both of these videos so we can look at them together. Okay. Okay, that should be about right. All right. So coming into the wall, I'm just going to slow it down to half speed. Coming into the wall, I don't see a lot of differences. The one difference could be that you're actually, your hands are in a slightly better position on the second video there. So if I can kind of get one frame, let's see. Yeah, you're almost, so right here, your arm is pretty straight as you go to pull, whereas here you've got a little more of an arm bend, just a little bit. That's kind of hard to say, you know, one way or the other, but that is something. It's not something we paid attention to, so maybe that's not a big deal. What we were paying attention to was the rotation, though. So let's watch some of that rotation, especially when you're breathing. Can we see how that's differing there? So there, and let's go to your fullest extent of your rotation. So it's right there. So you're pretty much straight. You're pretty much facing the wall with your stomach in video number 1. Video number 2, a little bit less. So that's good. So video number 2, you're probably like that. I think, see if you would agree there. We've got pretty much straight up and down, and we've got a little bit of an angle there. So that's progress. And then really the difference here too is you can see the lead arm. You know, the lead arm is dropping a little bit earlier as a result in the first video, in this video. So because you're rotating a bit less, you can keep this arm out in front of you a little bit more, which is what you want as you're breathing. You still want that arm to be out in front of you. So I would say that's a good result. Still too much rotation relative to what we want. And actually, if we see that right on the right side, it looks even better. Hard to see right here, but yeah, that's looking better as well. This is straight across, this a little bit less so. So that's a good result to start with, at least. It's hard to change things too much, but if you can continue to change them a little bit and get used to those changes, then that's a positive for sure. So let's see what else we can notice for differences here. So you see how this arm is out. Now ideally this arm stays here as you breathe, and it's dropping just a little bit early there, whereas let's see if we can advance it to a spot where you're breathing here, you know, maybe a little bit better. So when that hand comes in versus here, yeah, so that's a little bit better too. So we can see how you want this arm coming in as soon as this arm stops being able to provide propulsion, which is, you know, somewhere around here basically. Oh, there's a little bit of propulsion back here, but not much. But as soon as that happens, you want this arm to come in and replace it. So the fact that now this arm on the second video is coming in a little bit earlier relative to the positioning of this arm, that's also a good thing. And you'll find that that'll get better and better as you start to try to rotate less. So the timing of your stroke is a little bit better because you're rotating less. Now the legs, there was the other issue here. Your legs a little bit lazy on the first video. So I'm gonna speed it up here and we'll line things back up. Okay, I'll line this one up. Okay. All right. Back to half speed. So yeah, your legs are a little bit higher, which is good. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you see how there's just a little bit more contact with the surface with your feet, which is definitely a good thing. The other thing that I think you can focus on, so I think you still need, so even in the right video here, there's still room for being more purposeful with your kick. We'll back it up and look at it again. Still definitely room for more improvement there. You know, there's still a decent amount of water, or a decent amount of decent amount of water in between. So we've got this kind of like triangle of water here that we want to eliminate. We want to get your body up into that area. So core activation would be something. So if you're not already activating your core while you swim, really try to do that to get this up a little bit more. And then, yeah, continue to think about that idea of heels near the surface, big toes brushing against each other regularly. All those things will help you to continue to improve that. But I think between the rotation and that kick, I think we've got, you know, you've got a few things that you can work on. Something related to the rotation we kind of talked about was, where are you looking when you breathe out? So on both cases here, you're definitely looking pretty far up there. And then you could argue that here, you're looking a little bit less at the ceiling, which is also a good thing. So again, you want to be looking directly across. You want to get to a point where that, you know, this lower goggle here is not even coming out of the water. So that's something that you can keep an eye on as well. But definitely some good improvements that we can see between the two. So a little bit less rotation, which is leading to slightly better timing at the front of the stroke, and slightly higher legs as well. So I think we just keep focusing on those ideas, and you should continue to improve. And obviously, you want to make sure that that's associated with improved times or improved, perceived exertion at a certain pace.